Hello, bros and broettes. This is the Cowboy and the Indian. Thank you for watching. Just going to go over some mods I've made to my 2019 Indian Scout 60. She is a beaut. I call her Jolene. You should too. We'll save for the best for last, but let's start off with the luggage rack here. Uh, as far as practicality goes, it's okay. It's not as good as one that's parallel to the ground, but you can still stick some stuff on there and carry a few things like a small bag or something. Really, if you're going to get this, it's a lot about the looks. I mean, if I back up a little bit, it just looks cool. Really sets off the back end of that bike. So I love it. I use it. I have a small bag that I put on the back of there, so definitely can use it. But if you're going to carry something pretty big, unless you're just a whiz at tying that thing down, you might want to get something that's more flat right there. All right, let's move on to the hand grips. These are from, I believe it's Mark's Leather or something. Anyway, very inexpensive. It's 25 bucks for both of these. And let's see if you can see under here. It laces. You've got to lace it up and then put it on and then tie it off. It's got a little thing right there you can cinch it on. Just take some pliers, needle nose pliers, cinch that, and that'll keep it in place. You got to get it really tight. Otherwise, I've not had a problem with this one coming loose, but on the passenger side, for whatever reason, that one has it kind of moves around a little bit. I did readjust it, so it seems like it's doing a lot better now. So I'll put the link to the link to these hand grips in the description, so you can check them out. 25 bucks again for both of them, so very inexpensive, and I think they look pretty cool too. Now you can cut them off, as much as you want, but I just leave it like this. I think it's a pretty cool look. So there you go. Next up, we have the Mr. Lucky's rear view mirrors. I took the stock mirrors off the Indian Scout 60. They were okay, but you got that Mickey Mouse look, and I just think with this look, it makes the bike look lower, and plus it's just a cooler look. So that's why I went with the Mr. Lucky's rear view mirrors. Now, to be honest, I had to raise these up. I had to move the handlebars up a little bit to get those to where they would not hit the gas tank. Maybe I'm just an idiot and wasn't locating them in the right spot, but I did move it up just a tad. I'd like the feel of them now even more. So it was a win-win. I like the feel of the handlebars, and plus I get to put these Mr. Lucky's rearview mirrors on, and I love them. One thing though, you're not going to have as much vision in the back. You're not going to see as much with these, just because they're smaller, and but you can still see enough. I mean, they're not dangerous or anything. You can still see what you need to see, but just be aware that if you are really picky about that stuff, then you might want to put one on, try it out first. And by the way, when you do order these, they only come one to a box, so you have to order two. So keep that in mind. You can see this is the look from the front. Again, I think it's a very cool look, and I love them. Again, I love them. I think they work well. Next up is I did order one of these wire covers. They don't come stock on the Indian Scout 60, so I ordered one of those, put it on. Just a little something that adds to the look of the bike. If I back up here and you can see, I don't know, it's not a big deal, but to me, it just makes the bike look better. And that's going to run you, I don't know, 50 bucks, something like that. If you order it from the dealership. And Crockett Power Sports, they always take care of me. They do a great job in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So if you're ever riding through the area, I'd recommend stopping by, saying hi. Like a family atmosphere there, man. They'll treat you right, guaranteed. So we got this wire cover, and one other thing that I want to make sure that's all I've done so far. Yeah, one other thing. I've got the wire cover, I've got the hand grips, I've got the luggage rack. And I did say I was going to save the best for last, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll turn her on here. Jolene's been good to me, I ain't gonna lie. As you can see, that is not a stock exhaust on the Indian Scout 60. Now these are GP Shorty exhausts. Very inexpensive when you consider the price of slip-ons, whether it's Vance and Hines, Reinhardt, whatever it may be. These are really inexpensive and they sound great. Now, one of the major complaints about these slip-ons is they rust. It's not a high temp paint they have on there. So I haven't had an issue with them yet, but most people on the reviews, most people say that, that it will become a problem. When it does, I'll just take them off, sand them down, and spray them with some high temp paint. And I've heard that that works well. That seems to take care of the issue. But so far, no issues for me with these GP Shorty exhausts. So let's crank her up, and you'll get to see. Well, it's really not going to do it justice, but we'll crank it up, and you can see exactly what it sounds like. Oh boy, it's. See, if you can, if you know what I mean, that's, yeah, that's a heck of a lot better than the stock exhaust. And I initially, I love the stock exhaust, I was like, well, I can deal with that, I was like, I don't need it too loud. But once you realize, when you're on the road and you're dealing with people on their phones and just not paying attention at all, you got to take every precaution you can to be safe out there. And that's the main reason. And I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I do love the sound. I love it loud. So maybe that was one of the reasons I changed out the exhaust on this girl right here. So yeah, you're gonna be loud. Make sure people know that you're around, so they're looking for you. And that's really the main reason. And they do the job. They do the job. It is amazing how much sound those little slip-ons put on or put out. So there you go, a few mods on the 2019 Indian Scout 60. Jolene, luggage rack, hand grips, wire cover, and the exhaust. All well worth what I paid for them. And again, inexpensive. So if you're on a budget, these are things you can afford. I'm not looking to put on a $500 seat anytime soon, or well, I will say eventually I will invest in new exhaust. I'm looking to get the 2-in-1, preferably the Hacker Mayhem 2-in-1 exhaust. But right now, the GP Shorties are just a temporary solution for that loudness. And again, they do work and they sound excellent. So there you go, Jolene 2019 Scout 60. This is the Cowboy and Indian. And make sure you check us out on YouTube. Well, you are right now if you're watching. But also on Facebook, Cowboy and Indian. Until next time, big shout out to Crockett Power Sports in Chattanooga. They'll do you right. This is the Cowboy for Cowboy and Indian.